Well, that's very real, and it's quite intentional in the kind of, we have to be pretty clear about QAnon's origins, and maybe that's worth unpacking a little bit. You know, this is a world building project that appeared on an image board, an internet image board, known as 4chan, first, in the form of anonymous posts about aberrant government behavior that was opposed to the ordinary folk. So you had FBI anon, you had CIA anon, very different attempts, disparate attempts to kind of get the conversation started around this idea that the government, the United States government, was in some way distorting and polluting the world with its own actions, right? And undercutting, of course, the ordinary folk. And this moment in time arrives not in 2016. We might think that, but actually it really predates 2016 with a lot of different image board controversies between video gamers and voluntary celibates. But they're in this little environment, the first 4chan and then 8chan, which is kind of the 4chan baby. It's there that Q, right, the mysterious anonymous government intelligence agent and or servant of a secret group who has elevated Donald Trump to be the next president for life, although that's not explicitly stated. Donald Trump figures obviously as the kind of savior and the messianic figure at the center of a lot of the thinking. But the first post that expressly mentions QAnon and then this worldview appears in October of 2017. Okay, so it's a year after Donald Trump has taken office, almost, or I should say, been elected to the presidency, and it coincides with a very contentious period in American politics, in which the president's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, is accused of conspiring with Russia. Right? There are conspiracy theories about his collusion and the collusion of the Trump White House with Russia and Vladimir Putin to somehow take over elections. So that's the origin story. So it's really important to keep that in mind. But the timing here is really significant, right? Because it also becomes a vehicle for a lot of conversations around the case involving Russian collusion, right? And the Mueller investigation into Russian interference in the elections. But again, another hero in that narrative is Michael Flynn himself. And so there are a lot of sort of theories, some of them are conspiracy theories, okay, about whether or not, Flynn or others in his ambit, and even the White House itself, the Trump White House, in some way coordinated a lot of the messaging that we saw on 8chan and then later 8kun about QAnon.